Hey guys, Perry here, with the second video in my series covering the relics in the second cosmic exploration zone, Phaenna. Today's video will cover the crafter relics, and what I recommend is the fastest way to grind those out, as well as covering a couple handy tools I made to help streamline your progress. As usual, this is still very early on in the content, and some missions are unavailable that may shift the meta when we get access later on. However, this video should get you the information you need to get through these much sooner than later. Let's get to it. Similar to the previous zone, progressing these requires collection of a series of data types earned by completing missions. Phaenna adds a fifth data type to the four we already had, while increasing the amounts of the earlier types that we need. Overall, the missions in Phaenna are a bit easier than Sinus Ardorum. While some of the last zone's common A ranks couldn't be completed through macros, in Phaenna, many of them don't even require food if you have the highest tier gear. Additionally, there's a notable lack of hybrid missions, which if you recall were the missions requiring both a crafter and a gatherer to complete in the first zone. The differences mostly end there though. Cycling missions remains a waste of time, and the system developed for organizing macros by item stats still works, as the craft missions are still copy-pasted versions of each other. So, what's the best? Here's a reference sheet I've made that covers the best missions and missions to avoid for each class. High priority missions were selected based on time efficiency for data farming. Any missions not shown here on the sheet are considered medium priority and can be used to cycle missions if a high priority option isn't available. This time around, there's a 3-step sequential mission chain that is fully macroable and highly efficient, and this will be among the highest priority missions you can take. This mission set also covers all 5 data types, so it's sort of a one-size-fits-all target for us. As a result, most of the time you'll want to take this one. There are also a couple of other very fast missions that are macroable I'll recommend as well. However, since they don't cover all data types, whether they're the highest priority will be situational. The low priority missions listed here are simply the lowest time efficiency ones. They're still macroable pretty easily, unlike some of the harder ones from the previous zone, but there's almost always better options. Just like last time, I've made a priority list of missions from low to high priority, and I've added them to a spreadsheet that you can see here, and you can find a link to this in the video description below. By changing the class at the top, it'll display the mission name specific to that class. The sheet also includes macros for the Teamcraft mid and high tier sets, with a couple of options for food if needed. Just like last time, I recommend organizing macros by their item stats, as these will be able to be applied to missions on all crafters. Also similar to last time, full credit to Phaenna of Balmung for their work in compiling macro data. You can find a link to their sheet in the video description below. The macros on my sheet were created by them, and the link should be the same. If you're looking for more detailed information on missions in the zone, I highly recommend checking out their work. If you're trying to get away with lower tier melds, you'll have to find another option for macros using Teamcraft or the crafting solver Raphael, which I'll add a link to in the video description below. To use these sheets, simply check the available missions you have and see if a high value mission is available. If not, then cycle by doing a medium priority one. Repeat this until one of the listed high priority missions are available, and complete that mission with the macros provided in either my sheet or Phase, and then repeat. Remember to do the full sequential mission chain when you get it though. And that pretty much covers it all. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to post in the comments and I'll try to help. Once again, special thanks to Astrophysant from Quarrel for all her help in gathering footage and data on this project. I'm able to get these videos out this quickly thanks to her. My next video on this zone will cover the Fisher Relics, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.